Well, hello. I am back from my YouTube 2-week ban in which they prevented me from uploading videos over AGMP. So the video I have for you today is a Amocan stove. So, I don't know, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, I saw a very interesting video and I said, well, hey, I have an Amocan. In fact, I watched about maybe 20 on different designs and how people use these things. So I can do that, right? And what inspired me, though, was a comment from somebody in Ukraine on one of those Amocan stoves. And he said, we are without gas, electricity. We could sure use something like that. So here's a guy from Ukraine unable to prepare a meal, and he saw value in that. So I was thinking, okay, these things must be good, right? So I want to share with you my design before I paint it and make it all pretty. I'm going to do a burn test today to burn out the interior paint, but I want to go over some of the features. And before I make it all pretty, yeah, and I'll show you that in a video down the road, I just want to show you the basic construction of my Amocan stove. Okay, I went ahead and broke this down just to do a very quick rundown on how I built this thing. So the legs were leveled. Everything is leveled on top as far as my legs are concerned. So I made sure that I did that. I'm also just going to carry this with me because when I do use this as a cooker, you'll notice the grill there with the hole in it right here. It goes over this. So if I'm cooking steak or whatever, I don't want the grease to go over the edge, so, or the groove. So I want to make sure it's level. That number one. The primary purpose is a cooker and a stovetop. The secondary purpose is a heater for a tent. Now I do not have the exhaust tube, right? There's a vent pipe that many YouTube videos have a 3-inch diameter. This is a 2-inch diameter. So they have it larger, and they have a very tall pipe that's 5 or 6 feet high. And the reason that it's 3 inches is because of the length of their tube, their chimney. So my idea is that if I were to use this inside a tent, I keep it away from the tent wall, and I just use flexible muffler pipe that you see on very old cars, but they still sell that stuff, and it's 2-inch diameter. And my plan would be just to get 1.5 feet and have it exit the tent back here. So I don't have that to show you. When I do my final video, it will be complete, and I'll show you then. Okay, those are the two primary uses. There's a third use that I will test, and that is making coal or coals inside here, which I believe I should be able to do. All right. This here was made from a stainless steel bottle. I cut the top off and hammered that flat. I used JB Weld because that has a temperature rating that is consistent with the heat that this is going to produce. It has a afterburner built in. Now, this is the afterburner plate right here. It sits about 3/4 of an inch down from the top. And this is the afterburner itself, with the holes. So how this works, let me set this down here, is there's a hole on the outside right here that I'll turn this around and show you. But fresh air travels up through the air chamber, and you have flame burning right here, and it's going to feed and suck in that oxygen, and that's going to allow it to burn the smoke off, because smoke is fuel, and that should give me a clean burn in theory. I don't know if this design is going to work yet. All the other afterburners that I did see were of a different design, but I believe I have the theory correct, and that's one thing that when I do a burn test, I'm going to be looking for. Now, I left a couple of slots here on the back that I believe are going to be necessary just to increased flow up through the chimney. However, if it's not, then I'm going to plug that with some muffler paste. So, all right, that's pretty much the afterburner right there. The hole for that is on this side right here. So, and that's the air chamber. Okay. I believe that's about it on this part of the can. The reason I did it upside down is because I wanted to make sure that I had no holes up here. If I were to use this thing inside of a tent, I don't want carbon monoxide. I want all that to vent out the chimney. Okay. Now for the base. The legs are steel rod, 1/4 inch, very strong. And when I remove the rubber seal, these legs run down the channel where the rubber seal was. That's one rod right here, and this is another rod right here. To keep it stable, I used a metal plate here, and that prevents sway back and forth. And I also use these wooden bases here with holes drilled, and it becomes a very stable unit. I will put it together here real quick so you can see that. And I will also discuss the door that I have here. Okay, so I needed 2 hands to get it up on top, but it just locks into place just like that. And it's very solid. It's not loose at all because those metal rods are keeping it very secure. So you can see just how stable this thing is. All right, the bubble level. So I was able to get it pretty straight there. And the door. All right. I spent a few days, I was actually on a treadmill, and I solved my door problem through exercise on a treadmill because I didn't want to have a big hinge here bolted to the side. So I just thought of the alternate way of doing it, and I came up with a scully hinge. Now, the definition of a scully hinge is anything that you jury rig yourself. And that's what I've done here. So we'll start with the lock here on the side. This is for transport, so it just doesn't swing open. But anyway, I'll probably take this off during transport, and I'll show you the reason why. But this keeps it nice and secure. If I can do coals, it does give me a good tight seal. So this might be the coal option here. And then these 2 magnets are very powerful. This one has been JB welded, and then this one sits loose and acts like a hinge, just like that. And it opens up. I could take the hinge off like that. This 1/4 inch rod with a 1/4 inch split washer, and then I've JB welded a aluminum plate around the rod, and the hinge holder is nothing but a piece of steel that I fashioned, and I cut slots here just like that. So I'll probably take this off during transport because it's got the lid on the bottom, and I'm able to turn it around. When I remove the wood here and that back metal piece, these legs bend up. So I can turn the can over, and then with the handle, I can just carry it like that. So I can either turn my hinge upside down for transport, which is what I'll probably do. I haven't tried that yet, but that seems like it would work. So, all right, that's pretty much it. I'll get the burn test done and knocked out. My next video, after I'm able to paint it, when the temperature goes up into the 70s, will probably be in March. So my burn test will be today though, but the update for that will be when the temperature is warmer. This is the Cold War Sailor out.